Before I start the review for My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 1, I do have to talk and rant a little bit about the episode. And it's something that they did last season, and I hate that they did this. So basically, Episode 1 was a filler. That's all it was. And if you go back and if you watch anyone who, I believe it was at San Diego Comic-Con, who got to see the first episode, without them spoiling much, they talked about, like, they had a quick recap, maybe a few minutes or 1 or 2 minutes, and then they got into the actual story, and people were like, oh, it was great, it was funny, it was dark, and all this stuff. And so hearing that, I was thinking, oh man, we're gonna just start off with 1 foot running, just running. And that wasn't what happened with this. We had I'm really upset because they did this last season with that stupid swimming contest thing, and now in this season they did this, and it's stupid. I honestly don't know what Bones is thinking, why they feel that they need to do these type of episodes at the beginning. I honestly am really upset. I watched this episode, and when I saw the first few minutes, I'm like, crap, what are they doing? What are with these reporters? And then I got through the entire episode, and now really I'm upset. So, okay, so that's me done ranting about this episode. So we'll dive in to the actual content right now. Okay, so episode 1 of season 4, it begins with these reporters trying to get a scoop of All Might's retirement. They're trying to get some new information that hasn't already been published. And so this freelance reporter comes in and says, hey, I'm going to get a scoop in. I have an idea about a story, and his is about who's going to be the next successor of All Might. So the reporters at this company, they get access to this freelance reporter to report under the title of what is the normal day in the dorms for UA. So that's what they use for him to get access to the students, because other than that, they really can't get in. And so you get this kind of recap of each student, and he goes over each one. I think it's 18 students total. And he says this is the first student, this name, this is their quirk. And that's the majority of the episode, the first half. There's a pretty funny one because they were talking about having a reporter here, and they think it might be a girl. And Ned that's like, oh, she can research me, she can interview me anytime. And Aizawa wraps him with his scarf thing, and so that was pretty funny. And then at the end of the first half, we get the possible assumption from the freelance reporter who states that he believes that one of the the successor might be one of the 6 finalists that came from the first years, and he already ruled out the big 3. He says Mirio Togata is not one of them because he worked with Sir Night Eye, and that Sir Night Eye no longer speaks to All Might. And so after deducing everything, he's like, I believe the one that is the next successor is Izuku Midoriya. That's how the first one ends. The first part ends. The second part is basically Midoriya and All Might talking, and All Might again telling Midoriya that it's his turn now, that he needs to be the symbol of peace, and that he needs to step up. And after that talk, then we have the reporter talking to Midoriya, and then this is where we find out that in that fight that we see, where All Might's carrying all these people, and there's like a fire. It was an industrial fire that happened, I believe they said 18 years ago. The reporter's dad was actually saved by All Might, and I guess his quirk, which again they all get weird, but his quirk specifically is that he can produce lenses that as many as he wants, and he can also print the pictures from his body. So that was an odd quirk, to say the least. Because what he does is he tells Izuku Midoriya, I know you're the successor. I can deduce this from everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, who you are, your power, everything. But he actually tells him, but I'm not gonna report this. He said, I wanted to get a confirmation that there's still going to be a symbol of peace. and Izuku Midoriya's like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to live up to that title. And then he takes the freelance guy takes a picture with Midoriya, like hugging him, which is kind of funny because Ochako is trying to get him for dinner, and she's looking, she's pressing her face against the window. He's like, what are they doing? And he gives that picture to Midoriya, and he also gives a picture that he took with Midoriya and All Might. And then he leaves, but he tells the reporter company, that he didn't find anything. He's like, my deductions were wrong, and so they're kind of upset about that. But he did get a picture of All Might eating a meat bun, and that made it all the better. And that was pretty much the episode. They ended it after with a little part after the end credits where Midori talks about like what the villains are basically assembling, and you see Overhaul in a car who's being driven by Twice, and that's where it ends. So we get the preview for next week, where they're gonna look and get more information about their work studies, and I believe that this is gonna be the episode that was shown at San Diego Comic-Con. So it wasn't this episode that we got with the newspaper article, but it's the one that's gonna be episode 2. It's hard for me to speak on a unbiased platform right now for this episode, just because I have read the manga. I did look into people who saw it at San Diego Comic-Con and their comments on it, so I was really hyped and thinking, okay, Bones is not going to give us this crappy first episode, they're going to go right into it, and they didn't. So it really impeded me of enjoying the episode. There were some funny parts in it, but overall, you could, even if you didn't read the manga, you could tell it was a filler, because the end of Season 3, you have Midoriya in his dorm, and he's talking about what the next step is, and trying to find out about Sir Night Eye, and then you have the villains who are meeting up, or the League of Villains meeting up with Overhaul, and so all this is setting up just to go back, or just to put in some sort of fluff in there. It's almost to the point of Naruto Shippuden, where they'd have this huge fight, like say example for Pain, and then all of a sudden they go back to when they were kids to tell some random story for like 26 episodes. Now granted, My Hero Academia is not going to do that, but again, this feels like a slap in the face. It really just rubbed me the wrong way, and honestly, like I didn't enjoy the episode too much. I gave it a 5 out of 10, and that might be too harsh for some people to be like, whoa, how can it be so low? Is because they repeated a mistake that they did in Season 3, and I thought they would learn from that, and they gave us this. So yeah, I'm disappointed, honestly. It just was dumb. It wasn't needed. There's no need for us to slowly get us into the story. This shouldn't have happened. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about episode 1. If you really enjoyed it because you didn't read the manga, or because you had no expectations and this was just fine, and maybe that could be the reason why I didn't enjoy it as much, if at all. I mean, I enjoyed some parts of it, but not really, just because it didn't go into the story and it did feel like filler. But I mean, if you did, I really want to know your opinion, so leave a comment, subscribe to us to get more videos, and yeah, this is David the Smash Fan, and I'm out.